Welcome back to Eternal Wrestling. I'm your host, Jordan, here with my amazing co-host, AJ.
Hello, everybody.
And today, we're going to be discussing our top 5 wrestlers of the year 2022.
We're a bit late on this, but it's fine. We'll get
away with it. It's early in the year. It is 2023 when you're going to see this in 2023 when we're recording. But it's fine. It's
Happy
early in the
New
year
Year,
still.
boys.
But yes, Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for watching and hope you have a good 2023 as well as we hope we have a good one as well and you spend it with us. It'll be great. Have a great time. And to stay spending this year with us, like, comment, and subscribe. Help us a lot. And you could be here for when we do all these lists and other videos. We do more than just lists, but it's list season right now and we're going to pump them out. But yes, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot. Now we'll get into the video. AJ, would you start us off?
All right, so I got some honorable mentions for you. First, I got Sami Zayn. His character work has just been the best. It's been his match with Johnny Knoxville is very silly, and so I put him at number 10. Number 9, I put I'd be remiss if we left out the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, because he's like the top guy in the top company, whatever.
Yeah.
Number 8, this might be controversial, but CM Punk, like the first 6 months of his 2022 are phenomenal. Like, there's no doubt about that, even though it ended pretty awfully. We all know what happened. Everyone knows, but yeah,
definitely.
CM Punk right there. Next, I have Kazuchika Okada. He always kills it every year. He won the G1 Climax this year in a banger with Will Ospreay. And my last one, Jamie Hayter, won the women's belt against Toni Storm in another great match. She had another great match at Dynamite against Hikaru Shida. Just Jamie Hayter's just been killing it. That might be recency bias, but yeah, that's my number. I guess 6, Jamie Hayter.
I have honorable mentions as well. They're not listed though. Or like you were like 10, 9. There's kind of just thoughts, people that are current I'm thinking about right now. It's like Seth Rollins, I think, had a great 2022. Kind of carrying Raw really with his presence and his demeanor and just the way he is as a wrestler and as a entertainer.
I had Seth Rollins, but I just I'm not a big fan of his gimmick.
Yeah,
so
but
that's why I didn't add him personally. But that's a good shout, man.
Yeah, he had a great match with Cody at Hell in a Cell, and that feud was pretty good. I thought it was a little drawn out, but it is what it is. Another honorable mention. Speaking of him, Cody Rhodes. He could have had basically an amazing year for him at the WWE. Coming off his WrestleMania match and his Hell in a Cell match, but unfortunately he did suffer an injury. So I think if he did stay healthy though, he probably would have made the list. But due to his injury, he just couldn't make it there. Bryan Danielson, I think, deserves a shout too. He didn't make my list personally just because he has put on amazing matches. I'm not saying that, but when it comes to I don't want to say holding the gold, he doesn't need gold, but the prestige of his matches, I feel like towards the middle and end have kind of fell off a little bit. And he's more focused, and this is good for him as a person, more focused on putting younger talent over and helping the younger wrestlers in the company, which is great. But he did not make the top 5, but definitely shout out to Bryan Danielson.
With my number 5, I have Bianca Belair. Now I know you're not the biggest fan of
I'm not in my Bianca era right now.
Bianca Belair, she's just been at the top of the women's division this whole year. She puts on great matches all the time. She carries herself like a star. Bianca Belair won the belt at WrestleMania 38 and the best match of that WrestleMania against Becky Lynch, and just held the belt ever since. Had a feud with Bayley that was kind of drawn out and made Bayley kind of look like shit, but you know what, that's fine. The Warrior Games match was fun. And yeah, Bianca Belair, there's not really much else to go over. We all know who Bianca Belair is.
That's a good take. Like I said, I'm not, at least right now, I'm not the biggest fan of Bianca, just because I do feel like the titles have been kind of a little drawn out at this point. Like you said, she doesn't make Bayley look super weak, but definitely at the beginning of the whole WrestleMania time place, I guess I'm trying to say, definitely put on a banger match against Becky. She does carry herself like a star, and she definitely is one. I just think it's time to move on from the belt, but regardless, I do think that is a good number 5. My number 5 for the year 2022 is, this might be recency bias, but Jamie Hayter. AJ spoke about her in the honorable mentions, and I feel like I had to put her on the list just because the way that she has single-handedly transformed and is transforming currently the women's division in AEW is kind of insane, because obviously everyone was on the Jamie Hayter hype train, but the fact that she has put on banger matches in the span of like a month, like 2 in the span of a month, is crazy. The Toni Storm match was incredible, unexpected, but a great win. That match was amazing, and I think going into 2023, she's going to carry that with her, and I think she's going to be one of the better women's AEW championship reigns that we've seen for a while.
That's someone I hope does not go to the WWF.
Yeah, I don't think her style is that anyways. I think she's an AEW wrestler.
Speaking of AEW people going to the WWF, number 4, these guys had a good 2022. Dax will let you know on Twitter. FTR. Dax and Cash, both of them, but more so Dax because he's had more singles matches. Yeah, like I said, Dax will let you know. He's had a very good
Just go
year.
on Twitter in the span of like November and December, and that's all you'll see.
Not even, like the whole year.
From January, he was talking about how good the
Yeah,
year 2022 has been.
Literally. But yeah, the Briscoes series is one of the best tag trilogies in wrestling history. They had great matches with the Young Bucks, Aussie Open. They won 3 belts. 3 of them! 3 belts. And then Dax has had great singles matches, more than Cash had, against like Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, CM Punk, even Cash himself, which is pretty sick.
I remember that.
Very underrated match. Very underrated. Yeah, that's it. FTR. They won 3 belts. 3 of them. The AAA, the IWGP, the Ring of Honor. They won 3 of them.
But not their own
That's it.
companies. Damn.
We're supposed to, They'll tell you on this podcast.
Oh yeah, you
That's enough
tell you
Dax
everything.
That's enough Dax slander for today.
Dax is so funny. Okay, my number 4, I have Sami Zayn.
The honorary use.
The honorary use himself. He carries himself with such great vibes and energy. He's a positive dude. He's just funny. He's goofy looking. He's great. I love him. He's like a golden retriever, right? Just happy to be there. I think his work with Roman specifically is just so funny to me because they're like just 2 polar opposites. Roman's serious god, like, don't fuck with him type, and then Sammy's just, hi, how are you? He's just speaking to him. It's just like he's great. I think he's gonna have an even better 2023, but I think his work alone in 2022 kind of unexpectedly happened and transformed where they're gonna go with the title now, because there's like so many different avenues you have now with this, and I don't think they expected it to be this big. They probably thought it was like a one-off thing, but lo and behold, he is putting in amazing work for SmackDown and just WWE in general, and it's great to see.
Feeling pretty oozy there.
Very oozy.
In terms of work rate, this guy's the best wrestler of the year by far. Number 3, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting him on my list, but I just couldn't because I didn't see it. I just haven't seen enough matches like personally to put him on here. But I do respect that. That's great. He should be there.
We're recording this day of Wrestle Kingdom 17. The now former IWGP US champion. He lost it to Kenny Omega in another. That's definitely match of the year so far. It's only January 4th, but that's fine.
4 days in.
Yeah, 4 days in, match of the year. But yeah, Will Ospreay's had banger matches with Kazuchika Okada, Orange Cassidy, Shingo Takagi, Jon Moxley, just Dax Harwood, of course. But yeah, Will Ospreay, number 3. In terms of work rate, he is the best on this list, but there's 2 more that I believe are
Orange
better,
Cassidy match is so good.
Overall.
Good.
Yeah.
He should be on everybody's list if you watch wrestling. I just haven't seen his matches enough to put him on here. I feel kind of fake doing that because like it's his name value, but I know how great he is and I should tap into more of his work, but it's a good take. My number 3 is the person that I was just discussing that makes Sammy look very well as well. Roman Reigns. I think obviously work-wise, he hasn't been the best of the best, but I think the fact that he does have both titles on the biggest company on the planet, regardless of what you think of them, they are the biggest, and he's held it for so long, and he hasn't been pinned since, what was it, Baron Corbin in like 2020, was it 2020 or 2021? 2019, even farther. So like, it's kind of insane, it's crazy. And then even this might be recency bias, but seeing him in person as well kind of amplified that, because it's like it's not production work. It's legit him, you know, it's legit his presence and his energy that he brings. It's not camera work, and I think he does have that respect. And I just wish he would put a little more effort into his craft and his work, so that he can, you know, not only be the best, the top guy in his company, but be the top guy. And like, he could definitely be in the top 2, even number 1 if he really wanted to. But number 3 for me is Roman Reigns.
All right, so if Will Ospreay was the work rate guy that should be like the best, this guy, my number 2 would be like the character best, if we're basing it on character. Number 2, Maxwell Jacob Friedman himself, the devil himself.
Yeah,
MJF.
I got the same too. So we both got the same one there.
All right. I assume we'll have the same number 1 as well.
Probably, but go on with Maxwell.
Yeah, MJF, he's just had the best like character arc this entire year. His feud with CM Punk, beating him twice in Chicago, and then the dog collar match, which we were there for, which was, of course, great.
Amazing.
The feud with Wardlow was amazing until, like, you know, how it like ended at Double or Nothing, which, you know, that's fine. He cut a pipe bomb right after, came back at All Out to do a stare off with CM Punk, and then that didn't happen, of course. But it all worked out at the end. He won the World Championship at Full Gear against Jon Moxley. Oh yeah,
big match, John.
Oh yeah, and then he had a match with Ricky Starks, which was very good. It's just character arc and amazing this year, and that's why he's my number 2. The character.
Yeah, it's all time great,
like
and he's only
other.
like 26, right? It's pretty
like
insane that, you know, someone that young. And I feel like the younger people have a harder time with the character part, and usually they're better in ring, but worse with character, because obviously they're younger. Almost the greatest character of all time with good wrestling as well, and it's phenomenal work. His mic work is incredible. He is arguably one of the most popular wrestlers on, you know, in the country, but he's not even like the best wrestler, if that makes sense, right? Just because of his mic presence alone, he makes Dynamite must-watch TV, which is good. And he got the title at the end of the year. Amazing. I wish it could have been against Punk, but the Mox match was still great. He's had a great year, and I hope he has an even better 2023, especially since now he's going back to being a full heel, not kind of like a tweener type thing. I'm glad they got him at the Firm though, because I feel like that could have been bad. The Firm could have been really bad with him. I think that they dodged a bullet.
The concept of the Firm is cool, only for MJF. Everybody else of the Firm looks like a loser.
Everybody sucks. I'm glad he's out of that. But yeah, number 2 is MJF. And number 1, AJ, who do you got?
Number 1. So I think we have the same number 1. Number 1. Who hotter than Top Dog? Yeah. Okay.
I personally have Adonis.
Well,
personally.
It's in row, number 1. But okay, stop with the frickin' jokes. Number 1, obviously, it's Jon Moxley. Of course, it's Jon Moxley.
It's Jon Moxley.
Will Ospreay was like the work rate guy. MJF was the character guy. Moxley's like both combined. Matches he had with like Danielson, Brody King, Jericho. The Punk match was very good. The one at All Out, not the shitty one on Dynamite where he squashed him. Will Ospreay, Hiroshi Tanahashi. The list goes on of the, all the great matches he's had, and just carrying the company during its darkest time. Jon Moxley's obviously number 1. Would you like to add to that?
Yeah, John, I believe, I feel like he doesn't get the respect that he deserves, especially coming from the dark place that he came from in, I think, the previous year, or maybe even just beginning of this year. I think it was end of last year, or I guess end of 2021, with, you know, his substance abuse problems with alcohol, obviously. Coming off that and having probably the best run he's had in AEW, which is crazy. It's great. You love to see. He came back in better shape, and he was there to compete. And then even when, you know, it looked like, you know, the ship may be kind of sinking a little bit, he held it afloat, getting the title back, cutting promos, didn't go on vacation so he could keep working. And you could tell how much he loves the company by his work ethic and his commitment. And it's great to see. You love to see it, because he could not show up and he would still, you know, get a check, because name value alone is Jon Moxley. But he chose to still come, and he chose to still be full time, even though it looked like it was getting kind of bad. And then his work in ring has been phenomenal. His body language in general, he can wrestle like a heel, wrestle like a face, and it's just seamless. Sometimes it happens in the same match where he wrestles like a heel, then wrestles like it's great. It's beautiful. Great wrestler. He should be the consensus #1, but obviously, you know, everyone has different opinions. But Moxley,
I feel like the majority of wrestling fans.
yeah,
agree.
wrestling
Yeah,
fans
Jon
that have
Moxley.
explored everything outside of WWE have this as their #1, which you don't have to, you know, explore the options, but it's nice to look around, except, you know, looking at one company the whole time. Get things like
Watch
this.
something else, man.
Watch something else. But yeah, Moxley has been phenomenal. He's been great. He should be the #1 wrestler.
And that was it, man. Those are our top 5
Yes.
wrestlers of the 2022 year.
But yes, thank you guys for watching. If you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. Helps us a lot. AJ, got anything else you'd like to say?
You already know, man. Hit that
Yeah,
bell.
Hit that bell, baby. All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.